Hi there, it's the great and glorious, soon to be famous one, Nick Dutch, back on the camera again one more time for another delightful tarot show. Yes, of course, this is the closest I'm going to get to a official, proper Thanksgiving tarot show, so basically just get the best out of it that you possibly can. And getting any further requests through via email, not private message, not in the comment section, but by email through to nickdutchtarot@gmail.com, and I'll be delighted to add you to the rota. We're just going to crack on and see what kind of wonderful things is going to come through for us. And of course, happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there across the pond. Okay, Lola's Freelive is curious about her relationship and wants to make sure things can work out according to plan. Standard 8-card relationship reading coming right up with a side salad of prophecy. One step at a time, here we go. Alright. Book of Thoth Tarot again. I'm not going to go back to the prediction tarot for the moment, but we'll have a detour via that in the not too distant future. Okay, for what's between you two at the moment, you've got a very stable connection that can carry on for a long period of time, but it's not a connection which you both feel happy with. It's a connection in which there is some difficulties, so although it's stable, it's there, it can be, fixed in time, so to speak. There's not this sense of wonderful things for the future at the moment, which is a shame, because on his side of things he's got plenty of love there for you, although he himself feels the bitterness. He realizes that, there's something wrong with the way in which he's seeing the world, but he can't quite see his way of getting out of it. So he needs to get more, I would say, self-developmental opportunities to try and get the progression that's required. Your side of the reading, you want change, you are stable. You're seeing that you could bring some benefits into his life, but you don't want to be the healer. Alright, you don't always want to be the healer in a relationship. A relationship can be healing, but you don't want to be the healer in a relationship, because then that can affect the long-term benefits of the relationship itself. So, projection, short-term, mid-term, long-term, and very long-term future. This could actually work out okay. Still more signs of stability coming through mid and longer-term future, but essentially it's changing and transforming by nature, okay? So there will be some happiness, there will be some joy emerging in the short-term future, just to tide you over, I feel, over this dark period, whereby you can try and get some reconnection back on track there and start seeing what benefits you're getting from where you are at the moment. Then things might revert to type all over again, because you're going to take a few steps forward, see some progress, and then things are going to go back to the way they used to be, prior to a bit more revelation and strength happening further on down the line. Do I feel it could work out? Basically, yes, but you've got your work cut out for you, and it's not going to be a perfect ride. Okay, JG Chick, it's great of you to send through another message yet again, and to become a repeat inquirer here on the Tarot Show. Yeah, let's have a quick look and see basically what the reading is saying for yourself. You're inquiring as to whether you're going in the right direction with your studies, to see whether things are going to be okay for you. Let's have a quick look. Alright, emotionally speaking, yeah, we got some signs of negativity there. Disappointment, things aren't quite the way they seem to be. I get the feeling that you approach your studies thinking that this is going to take you straight to the level whereby you're going to be trained in absolutely everything that you need to be like the professional who's earning $120,000 a year and so on and so forth by next Tuesday. That's not quite the way it works, because what this course is doing is it's preparing your brain to be able to do more tasks of a certain type in the future. That's what it's all about. So I can understand the disappointment, but remember, there's still extra fruits you're going to get from this, intellectually speaking. So don't allow the strain you're going through in here and now to kind of hold you back, because I think you're taking the wrong attitude there, but I do feel there's still some extra benefits there. Why do I feel there's extra benefits there? The longer term future within the reading itself. Here we go. Alright, the Sun card can speak about celebration, joy, it can speak about healing, something radiant and celebratory. Okay, we've got more signs relating to happiness, which is connected to the energy here of the Knight of Cups, and also the Knight of Cups is even more special for you, because you also asked about relationship life. If you can get over the negative emotions you've got with your studies at the moment, that will allow you to have the positive emotions you can then have with another human being, and then that will basically help you to open up and get the self-esteem back that you require to help everything else work out according to plan. The message of the Fool card here is more complex than in a normal reading, shall we say. The message here is to do with stop taking things too seriously. Okay, take your concerns and throw your concerns away. Your concerns were summed up here, alright, with the Three of Swords there and the Five of Cups being disappointments and sorrow. That's the negative emotions you've got associated with your studies right now. If you can just throw those emotions away, learn a bit of acceptance, and trying to just treat your working life in a routine, structured manner, and just try and get some pleasure from the routine and the structure, and lots of other positive things will come into play. So, the message of the Fool is to develop a different state of mind to the same tasks and carry on doing the same tasks. And eventually you'll start to develop some pleasure from it, and everything else will start to emerge for you. I personally feel you are on the right path. Don't doubt yourself. I think that you're brighter than some people say. I think that you're cleverer than some people say, and I think you'll do quite well. Trish Amy 2011, yes, the Tarot Show is for free readings within the Tarot Show. That's what it's all about. You don't have to pay me any money beforehand. Okay, but I do confess that I am doing this for self-promotion. So, and I think you probably worked that out anyway, so people can see that I have a reading style, this is what I do, this is my job, this is who I am, and so on and so forth. But essentially, I'm not, you don't have to pay money. You can just have a free reading in the show. If you want to be able to have a longer reading that's more in depth, then you've got to get on the phone or get on the internet, chat with me via either keen.com or live person, or we could do email readings as well, for which I would prefer you to use keen.com, okay? And there should be links on my page for that too. Okay, NC Spaceman, you've mentioned a particular tarot deck in your message to me, which I personally don't know about. I don't understand every single tarot pack that's out there. They're being created all the time. I mean, in any one particular month, someone somewhere will be creating a brand new tarot deck. That's the way it is. And there are some which are more heavily publicized, and some which are much more heavily culturally ingrained within what you might call the psychic industry, or the psychic entertainment industry, as I prefer to call it. Such as, of course, the Crowley Thoth, the Celtic Tarot, some of the key ones that I work with, including, of course, the Golden Dawn. So I don't know about this one particular tarot deck that you're telling me about. Now, you also asked precisely what could you learn through a $20 reading. That's partially up to yourself. It depends upon what questions you've asked, what it is you want to be able to find out. Remember that a reading is an introspective exercise. It's not a question of me turning around to you and telling you what the atomic weight of uranium is. It's more a question of getting another perspective about some aspect of your life which is to do with and relates to the human condition. As such, most people ask about their relationship life, or how they're getting on with their family, their friends, or their boss at work, and indeed how their career could possibly progress as well. Okay? This is usually regarded as being a guiding service rather than necessarily a informative service. But people still get therapeutic benefit from it. Okay? And that's the way it always has been, that's the way it always will be, as far as I can tell. And there's certain key skills that a good reader will have, skills of perception and communication, which will allow you to probably get that extra bit of perspective that you require, if you're prepared to dig through what's been written in greater detail to give yourself more perspective. Yes, you still have to put in some hard work yourself, but also the reader puts in their hard work too, to help you to get to the point whereby you can make some good decisions about your life. Okay, Motorbike Pred. Yeah, I'll be happy to help you there. I'm glad the trucking side of things is working out well for you. I'm glad we've been able to discuss that in the past. Now, onwards with the next subject, namely this wonderful individual that you happen to be getting involved with in the here and now. And you want to make sure it's going to work out longer term and get bigger and better and more exciting and, ooh, baby, with the passage of time. So here goes. A card relationship reading, or a variation thereof. Here we go. Right. Let's have a look at the future part of the reading first and foremost. In fact, what I'll do is I'll show you the cards. Just bear with me a second. Okay, that's the future part of the reading. Short-term future, I think there's something is going to happen which is going to turn the whole relationship around, making you realize that there is something good there which you can both enjoy. It's like there is a stumbling block which is keeping things as just friends during your next 3-month period, which is going to be removed so that you can then plan the longer term future. Remember, I often say that there's a few words which come out for me with the Six of Swords there, and that's planning and preparation. You all think about your longer term relationship life, so is the reading. The signs are reversed, or the card is reversed in this particular case, suggesting a few challenges to bring that about. Your just friend status is therefore going to go on for a bit longer, until such time as a bit more clarity has come on both sides of things and you're both feeling a little easier, and that moment of, well, how come it's taken us so long, will suddenly come your way. Right. Forces between the two of you at the moment is suggesting love and affection. So essentially there's this underlying sexual chemistry which is there for both of you already, which is obviously very, very good. On her side of things, she's being cautious, but also trying to maintain her understanding of moral virtues. I think you've got two very different understandings of what it means to be moral, and that may cause some contention, but on the other hand, it's still pretty good because she may be being cautious, but the bond is still there, okay? Your side of the reading, you're also being cautious in a different way. You're keeping yourself to yourself, but you're also afraid of causing damage. Now, when we got the Eight of Cups there, I often assumed that refers to knowing what is the next right thing to do, but not quite being able to do it. Now, it's interesting that that's on your side of the reading, not on your partner's side of the reading, and I think that's there for a good reason. And that's because you're the one who has to lead the relationship further forward. You're still the one who's got to be able to say, at some point when you're feeling a little more comfortable with each other, what else can we do with this? And I think you're going to get some benefits from this individual as they start saying, well, basically you're right all the time kind of thing. So be aware that, there's still some good stuff here. I still think that you've got a bit more trials and tribulations to go through to lay down the solid foundation that you need to get to the Eight of Cups point. Whether you choose this person or not, that still remains up to yourself. What I'm doing I'm looking at the emotional progression here and what I feel is happening associated with the connection between the two of you. Okay, fashion lover, the way you've worded your message to me makes me feel that you're in a position whereby this is a nice stable individual, okay? You've connected with them quite well, but some of the emotions aren't the same. Maybe the conversation is running dry. You've reached a time with the relationship whereby you want to feel champagne and fireworks all over again. Now this is a very common situation. I've spoken about this before. It reminds me of when someone is about to leave what is, the soulmate stage. What you can do is you can reach this point whereby things seem bland and drab and grey, and think, oh my god, I've got to get rid of this person and go back to that wonderful bubbly feeling all over again. But having those wonderful bubbly feelings is not what love is. It isn't. That wonderful bubbly feeling is just an instinct that's been given to us by God and or nature for the purposes of making sure we end up in a connection with somebody so that we go forth and multiply. Not to be too graphic, this is still a family show. Okay? So that's what that instinct is about. So you've got to take into account that when that dies away, something else has got to happen. And that's something is put into place, into effect, to make the relationship stronger. And that is often just dedication, discipline, making it work, being patient, being perseverant, and learning how to manage your own emotions and indeed not to react upon them. Or indeed taking to new hobbies and new interests to be able to clear your mind so that you can actually be grateful for what you've got. Let's have a quick look and see what the reading says. Right, very interesting signs here, the way I see it, the way I'm interpreting it today. Alright, so what have we got here? Well, we've got signs relating to the negative emotions that you're talking about. We've also got some signs here relating to the positives of the relationship. It's very positive. This is not someone who wants to go and spend time with other people. They may go through the occasional spiteful moments, but there's nothing in this reading which is telling me that they are deliberately going to throw everything away. That's just not here. Okay. Emotionally speaking, on his side of the reading, yeah, he's got some things to learn. But there's also this like drive towards the miraculous in him, whereby things could actually work out better. But he's just not really expressing himself all that well. If you think about that, the message of the universe card is that of having learned, and often having learned from a lot of pain. So from a lot of pain, he's reached a certain level of some forms of maturity, but other forms of maturity still need to be developed. Now, on your side of the reading, things are a little different. We've got a sensation of the romantic and desire for more of the romantic. That's the craving, I feel. The moon card can deal with disillusionment and delusionment, and I feel that you're chasing the moon when you're trying to chase that wonderful, bubbly feeling that you had in the early stages of the relationship, rather than think about what a long-term relationship is really about. And yes, you've got to put up with things being grey, boring, mundane, practical, because having that bubbly feeling, that is not love, okay? But you're also aware that things can be great. Now, as far as progression is concerned, things can work out an awful lot better for you. I believe that very strongly. Let's see what we got here. Okay, short-term future, we got signs relating to fear of defeat or fear of negativity. It's going to take some time to get this sorted out, but there's still some pleasure and still some joy around the corner, and also a sense of freedom from oppression, a sense of clarity of the mind. Now, I'll be expanding the reading. Let's see what else is coming through. Now, the final two signs I want to show you here, because I have expanded the reading, so I want you to find out more. We've got desire, which connects nicely with what is required, because if you're losing the faith there, you need to do something to get it back. And then there is conflict. Something about the way in which he's seeing the relationship and the way you're seeing the relationship is not quite gelling, it's not quite meshing. So, you need more bonding experiences. Don't turn around to me or anybody and say, well, I've tried that. Are you trying that? Are you trying that today? What is it you've done today to hold the bond together? What have you done proactively, namely off your own bat, to communicate with him, to be able to make sure things can be calm and consistent? Have you organised a picnic or a day out? When's the last time that you arranged something more? But part of you might be thinking like, but I'm always doing it. It's always me who's doing everything here. No, it's always you who's doing everything now. I saw signs of change. And that means he will do some growing. But at various times in the relationship, the male individual becomes the parent, or the female individual becomes the parent. And as you change and grow, you go through a process of healing together, and you get stronger. You don't get into a relationship to be a healer, but you do the healing anyway, and it's a healing on a mental or emotional or soul level. And it's complex, but I believe you can do it. Ms. JSVM, my, you don't have a lot of drama in your life associated with this individual. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Let's just have a quick look and see what the reading says. Bear with me a second, please. Still shuffling like a complete lunatic. Want to make sure it's nice and thoroughly shuffled and randomized and all the rest of that kind of jazz. See what, kind of thoughts, feelings, moods, energies, and all the rest of that's going to come through. Here we go, one step at a time. Ooh. There's still some positive emotions going on here, but this is a very confused individual. You may have known him for 18 years, but he was a bit of a troubled person then. And then other issues have come along which made him even more troubled. Now, he's still suffering from the negativity. He's aware of what he should be doing right, but he's still struggling to try and get there. Energy between the two of you is definitely talking about love. Your side of the reading, taking more in the way of real responsibility about the whole situation. So in this particular case, yes, you're doing nicely, but bringing the whole situation to a point whereby you can feel happy, it's just slowly getting there, I believe. Let's have a quick look, expand it even further. Yeah, okay. There are some very good things around the corner between you and him. But you also need a time away from each other so that you can both do some growing. This is complex and it's difficult. Yes, that's probably why there is so much pain, because you're dealing with someone who has pain. Alright, and that's not helping. It's not helping you, it's not helping him. And it's difficult. It's not the best connection in the world. If I was in your position, I would probably give it a go on the basis that he would be willing to get some therapy. If you could discuss that with him and say, look, if you can get yourself some therapy, I know you're in pain at the moment. I'm willing to forgive you for hurting me, but if you were to get yourself some therapy right now, or indeed we could do therapy together, those are the two options I'm giving you, then we can try and make it work. But if you don't do that, then go away. That's what I would recommend. But it's just my own personal recommendation on basically what I've got here. Okay, Bronwyn, I'll have a very quick look at your situation there. You've got an ex, you want to see whether that can work out, you want to see whether things can work out with, with somebody else. Let's have a quick look and see basically what the reading is suggesting. Okay, lots of 8-card relationship readings and things based upon the 8-card relationship reading today. So it's just the way things are. I mean, sometimes we just have solid chronologicals or Celtic crosses and all the rest of that. But today, boom, what we've got is something completely different. Okay, a dramatic change of path. 2 of coins and the death card together in the future part of the reading. Bam. So according to the reading itself, if you thought that there was one singular path which is comfortable for you and that's the one you wanted to take, maybe you're not going to see the world like that within 6 months' time. I'm talking about a revolution in consciousness, clearing of your mind's eye as to what you really want to achieve as far as romantic relationships are concerned. Looking at the connection between your ex is still going to stay around for a while, so essentially that could still be regarded as being positive. That's looking friendly, and the positivity is there. I like that. I like what I'm seeing there. It's going to take a bit of time for you to actually feel totally comfortable, Bo, because on your side of things, I think you're still the traveller. I think you're still searching, but it's because you're still searching for something that just feels right. I mean, that's a good thing. It means you're going to try and find out more, but you're not going to settle down. I think you should use the next few months just to try and work out what you want to do. That's when you'll probably have the change of heart or change of mind, and you'll be able to settle down. And then the prophecy that the reading is talking about in a loving context of something stable in the future is going to be yours. But it's just a question of getting there. And so it's not, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Emotionally speaking, you've gone through the ringer. I can see that, and I can feel that. I would say that, yeah, I mean you've got some good stuff there. You've got some good attributes, and I believe that when the time of change comes, you will make some good and right decisions. Okay, Water Lily. Yes, you do have a very common question. But it's good for me today, because today for me on the tarot show, it's all been relationships. It's all been relationships. So to have a financial question for a change is actually quite refreshing for me. So you haven't done me any harm in asking the question. In fact, you've done me a bit of good. And this is a question I actually asked the cards a lot myself, because I want to know when my financial situation will start to change. Let's have a quick look and see for yourself, though. So looking out for signs of wealth or come on, read the word at the bottom there. What does it say? Okay, the very first card I pulled for you is the 6 of coins. So, if I was to do a 1-card reading for you today, and the 6 of coins came out, and you were asking about a change in your financial situation, I would say that you're already doing something, or working on something, or bringing yourself in the right direction, so you can actually become successful. This is talking about you being on the right path at the right time now. Maybe it's through job searches that you're doing, maybe it's through types of jobs you're doing or looking for. But there is a foundation being laid at the moment of something. Yes, of course, there's going to have to be changes put into place, yes. But you're moving in the right direction, and you can't get there too quickly. That's what I would say. But as far as is your financial situation going to change? Yes. Will it happen within the next 6 months? I believe so. That has a mirror message with the number 6 as well, and so essentially it's a short-ish term future issue. It's not for 5 years down the line. It could even be within the relatively short-term future. We are going to have to pay attention to the outer world and make some good decisions based upon that, okay? But it's an earth sign, it's a financial sign, it's a success sign. And on top of that, when I expand the reading a bit further, we get signs relating to a feeling of healing. So if you're in a situation whereby you're only eating rice, okay, which, you know, we've all been there with, you know, with great frequency in my case. But, you know, if you're in a situation whereby you're just eating rice and you'd like to be able to have like some vegetables and some chicken or some tins of fish or something nicer that's a little more nutritious for you, essentially a time for that is going to come. But at the moment, maybe you still got to stay on the rice diet until such time as you're finally free and you can, you know, really chill out and enjoy life. As far as I'm concerned, will it happen? Yes. What else is required? Well, what else is required is for you to maintain motivated, for you to maintain aware that it's your actions which is going to bring this wonderful future about. And it is a wonderful future, and it is going to happen. And don't you allow a single thought or a single cloud to appear in your mind's eye about, oh no, I can't do it today. Well, maybe you're feeling bad about it today, but maybe this is all part of training for something bigger and better, and more powerful and more important for the longer term future. Alright? Don't give up. Do more, not less, but still look after yourself. Which Kelwidian? I think that's the right pronunciation, isn't it? I never was very good at pronouncing Welsh, Celtic, Gaelic type names. But never mind, never mind, never mind, never mind, never mind, never mind. And how do you spell Llewellyn? How do you pronounce Llewellyn anyway? Or was it Llewellyn? I'm not too sure about that. I'll give you a reading based upon yourself and your boyfriend, see what kind of thoughts, feelings, moods, energies, and all the rest of that are going to appear for you. And from that, boom, you know, we'll try and generate a reading. Right, okay. Part of your uncertainty is because of the rate of development in the relationship, because I think that when it comes to the rate of development in the relationship, you've taken two different attitudes. On your side of things, you want there to be real progression and for real stability coming from this individual. I think that you work on a very verbal level. You want this individual to say that they love you, as well as to be able to demonstrate it. But on his side of things, I think he wants to be able to demonstrate it slowly and gently through consistency, rather than necessarily to say, you know, I love you, darling, okay? I mean, because that's not really what the kind of person he is. Force between the two of you is definitely talking about real love, real emotional heart chakra type stuff, okay? You know, we're not talking, you know, red Venusuvian, we're talking green Venusuvian, if you get my drift, okay? It's like, boom, from there. So the affection is there. This is someone who really cares for you. But also you've got a strong intellectual benefits and challenges with this particular relationship, and that's why you still need to carry on working at it. Don't have insecurities about this. It's just, it comes across to you as being something to be insecure about, because he's not giving you the cues which you think he should be giving you. But he's giving you the cues which he thinks he should be giving you to be able to communicate that this is for the long haul. So remember to breathe. It's still going to take time, but I'm still seeing some good progress here. All right, it's not screwed. It's growing. That's the way I see it. But let's quickly, you know, short-term, mid-term, and long-term future it. Okay, here we go. Right. We've had a pattern similar to this earlier one today, haven't we? Short-term future, dark energy. Moving on to more loving energy, something more gentle and forgiving. Finally, happiness. Okay, so over the next 9 months, this is going to start sorting yourself out on the basis that you both chill out. Okay, remember to breathe. It's going to grow. It's going to develop. It's one step at a time. He's doing it at one rate. You're doing it at another. Realize that that's where a lot of the misunderstandings are coming from. Throw the concern about that away and carry on doing things to make sure the foundation level of your relationship is being built and built up and made stronger and stronger and stronger with the passage of time, because that's what you require. Because you're thinking about the long-term future, or at least you should be, or could be, and so is he in reality. But you want to have that concrete evidence of the long-term future today. before the long-term futures happens. Remember to breathe, okay? Just chill out. Allow it to happen. You know, I believe it will happen. Now, that's the last reading we're going to be doing of today. I want to wish everybody a very, 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 very happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy eating your turkey or your nut roast if you happen to be a vegetarian Thanksgiving celebrator. If you're not celebrating Thanksgiving, well, buy a turkey anyway. Go on, buy a fucking turkey. It's great. And of course, for all of us in England, we're all, looking forward to Christmas starting. This coming Sunday is actually the first, the very first day of Advent. And yes, it's in November. This is one of the reasons why I put the decorations up within the month of November, because essentially Advent is starting within the month of November and not on the 1st of December, as some people think it does. Okay? It's not just 25 days. It's a full 4 Sundays, and then the 5th one being, in this particular case, Christmas Day. If Christmas had fallen on a Monday, we'd have a different situation. But, I'm starting the season early, and if you don't like that, why do you have to be such a Grinch? Come on. Alright, get your requests in via email to nickdutchtarot@gmail.com if you want to have your reading request appearing in the tarot show, which is free, okay? That's the only thing I give away free of charge. Everything else you gotta pay for. Absolutely everything else you gotta pay for. This is the only thing I'm doing for free. So, get your requests in and you will appear in the tarot show. Remember, a tarot reading, a psychic reading, clairvoyant reading, mediumship reading, and all the rest of that is legally billed as an entertainment service for very good, common sense, intelligent reasons. So, remember that, bear that in mind when you're making that call. We are legally regulated. There's some things we can't touch. We cannot touch the subjects of pregnancy, medical matters, childbirth, alright, death, and a few other minor niggling issues which are just we're not supposed to be touching, because this is a legally regulated service these days, okay? It's an entertainment service. It should be seen in that light. You don't come to me saying, what is the atomic weight of uranium? Because I'm not going to be able to know, and my tarot isn't going to be able to tell you either. So get the right quality of perspective. In the meantime, good fortune, God bless. Don't let the bed bugs bite. And if you can pronounce alliterations a damn sight better than me, then shove a video up about alliterations. That would be cool. I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving weekend. God bless.